Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. Today I'm excited to bring to you a viewer's request for this delicious Cranberry Streusel Coffee Cake. Now this is a recipe you can whip up before your company is coming, and it won't take that long. Also, it's got delicious fresh or frozen cranberries, and of course mine here today is frozen and partly thawed. And again, if you don't have access to cranberries, you could use a berry of choice. But right now, if this interests you, stick around and let's get started. So we're going to make the crumble part of this cake now with 3/4 of a cup of browned packed sugar. And I got 1 teaspoonful of cinnamon. You could use a little bit more if you like me and you like a lot of cinnamon. And 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour or flour of choice. And just mix that together. So you're just going to toss that together first, just to incorporate those 3 ingredients, and add in there 1/4 cup of soft butter or margarine, whatever you got available. Don't go out and be buying anything. So you're just going to pinch this in through to make it just a little crumbled. After you got that done, just set this to the side, and now we're going to get there making the cake part of this delicious recipe, and I'm going to wash up. So I got 1/2 cup of butter, soft butter, or you could use margarine, and 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar, and I'm going to say you could use sugar of choice as well. I'm going to put down the mixer and just let it cream for a few seconds. I'm going to also be putting in there 1 teaspoonful of vanilla, and turn that on. Alright, so now we're going to be putting in there 2 eggs. I'm going to crack it first into a little container and just put 2 of them in. You don't have to alternate them, just toss them in there, and then turn on your blender, or you can do it by hand and mix it in. So that's all you need to do there. So what we're going to be doing now, we're going to be alternating a cup of sour cream, and you could use the low fat or regular, it doesn't matter, and the flour, the dry ingredients, in just a couple of different times. So we're going to be putting in there sea salt, is about 1/2 teaspoonful of sea salt, and the flowers for the cranberries, and I'm going to be tossing in there. This is sifted flour, all-purpose flour, so that's about 1/2 cup, and a teaspoonful of baking powder. The humidity is really high here today, and sorry about that. I went and banged into my cameraman, and that is not helping at all. So that was 1 teaspoonful of baking powder and 1 teaspoonful of baking soda. And I'm going to put in about 1/2 of that sour cream and start mixing it together. So we'll alternate the last amount. That's the sour cream and the sifted white flour. So that was 2 cups of sifted white flour and 1 cup of sour cream. And once you got that mixed together, I'll show you then. We'll add in there our cranberries, but we'll do that by hand. So now that is perfect. That's all we need to do there. So let's take that batter off of this beater handle, and then we're going to be adding in there our cranberries, but I'm going to mix that in not with that. There's 1 cup of cranberries, and this one here was frozen, it's a little thawed, and a tablespoonful of flour, just to coat it like this and toss it into the mixture. So I'm going to just fold that in through. So now after you do this, you could have those cranberries cut in half, or you can put them in there full. It doesn't matter, whatever works for you. And if they're thawed like mine, don't put it, like squeeze those berries in there, because everything will be red. Just kind of fold it around like that, and that's all you need to do. But what you would need then is a spring form pan. I got some butter on there to put this one in, because this is where she gets a little fancy. Now I'm going to put this part into the pan, and then I'm going to grease it around just a little so it don't stick when we put the batter in there. I'll use a paper towel. So make sure your bottom is in there snug, because it's easily to not go in there properly, and then it'll leak out at the bottom. I got a piece of parchment paper I'm going to put there as well, and you don't need to grease that, but you can if you want to. And then what we will do is dump all of that batter into the pan. So after you got all of that delicious batter, this is a very tasty cake. And like you said, you can whip this one together fairly fast if you're expecting company. You don't have to get fussy with it or anything, or get fancy is the word I'm trying to use. I don't think we're going to get fussy with our cake, but get too fancy with it, and just spread it out to the end like this. And now I'll show you what to do next. So after you got that done, you're going to take the other cup of cranberries and just sprinkle all over the top of the cake batter. So that's a cup in with it and a cup over. And like you said, you can go fresh or frozen. These are partly thawed. Even if they're frozen, that's fine. Mine is thawed a little bit. The humidity here today, like you said, is very high, and everything is kind of moisture. So then take the crumbles and dab over the top of that as well. And then I'm going to tell you how long you need to bake this for. So now after you've got all of that done, now you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You're going to put your cake in there, the middle rack, for about, I'm going to say, anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes, or until baked. And you got a toothpick clean, so you put your toothpick there, or a knife. And then when mine is baked, I'm going to take it out, show you what it looks like, and we're going to get that kettle boiling so as we can have a piece. Our delicious Cranberry Streusel Coffee Cake is baked. Now I'm going to take it out of its pan and show you what it looks like. Just look at this delicious cake. Can you see yourself making one of these today? I'm sure you will love it. Now just look. Quick and easy to make, not a lot of fuss, and of course those cranberries, yum. Now I'm going to cut off a piece and show you what it looks like. Let's cut this delicious cake. I'm just moving the parchment paper down a little bit there, and we're going to cut into the center. Now you let it cool a little bit. It would be better, I mean, with any cake you've made, it's best to let it rest for a bit. But I can't wait, mainly because I don't think any of you guys can wait as well. You just want to see what this looks like. And I'd love to be able to share it with you today and give you a piece of it. But this will be more like you'd have to make one right away. Now just look at the steam coming from that. And how lovely it looks. Can you see yourself making this today? Yum.
I can, but I can't bake, so.
So you'll just have some of this
I'll
one.
just have it.
Yeah.
Some, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now how lovely is this? And all of that strudel mixture over the top. I'm going to pour myself a cup of tea. And of course, here today, having this, I'm going to have to invite some company and just sit back with them, probably out on the deck. And enjoying a piece of this. Yum. 2 thumbs up. And drop the fork delicious. Oh,
Can I say probably too good to eat?
Too good to eat, and I can see just serving it hot. Even though I like it cold as well, it's just that texture, that bite from the cranberries, and the sweetness from the strudel on the top. Yum. Can't wait for you to make it. Of course, I can't send a cake to you, but I can send to you the recipe that's in under. If you can access it there, you can send me a message at bonitakitchen@gmail.com. I can send it to you, but all you have to do is an arrow pointing down or see more there. It'll come down in the description box. As well, I'll share it with you on our website, www.bonitaskitchen.com. Of course, you can also visit us on our Facebook page, and we share lots of recipes there and up-and-coming recipes, just letting you know what's coming. And as well, we share a slideshow of our viewers' pictures, things that they've made from Bonita's Kitchen over the last few years. So this is it. This is as good as it gets, and I can't wait for you guys to make our delicious Cranberry Streusel Coffee Cake. I'm going to cut Raymond off a piece of this cake now, finish mine, have my cup of tea, and I know he's waiting, and I know you guys are waiting for him to give you his 2 thumbs up. I can guarantee you he will, because this is not his first cake he's had of this one. We're not going to take any more of your time. We know it's precious. On behalf of myself, Raymond, and our team, and from our kitchen to yours, thank you for joining us, and you have a wonderful day. And don't forget to join us again on Bonita's Kitchen.